Division One, Division
Yeah.
Two, XXX. How much in general? We'll get to this in a minute, but did COVID play in the recruitment of these kids?
I will definitely say, it hurt all kids in this senior class. You think about, it's not like all these universities got extra scholarships. These kids that were allowed or granted an extra year, well, those scholarships still remain. So schools were really hurting, or this class with scholarships. It's just, it is what it is, and it's awful. But so to get scholarships to play at the next level was more difficult this year than any other year. And as far as the Division One, Division Two, I always told kids, follow your dreams. But in the end, if you can get a free education, I'm 45 years old and I'm still paying student loans. I walked on because I wanted to play Division One and turned down some Division Two money. And looking back on it, you're kind of like, ugh, obviously hindsight's 2020. But we try to tell our kids, like, the level of football is great. You're gonna make the best memories of your life, regardless of where you go. And so, we try to just tell our kids, hey, if you can go to school, play football, and get a free education, that's kind of what, the ultimate goal is.
Yeah, because we were talking to the kids at Muskegon today, Oaks and Crawley, going to Grand Valley and Fairs respectively, and they were kids who were getting some Division One looks, but I don't, for one reason or another, whether it was COVID or whether it was something else, they're where they're going, and I just wonder if that's the where they're meant to be. At the end of the day, if maybe that's where they're supposed to be anyway.
Sure, yeah, and who knows? I'm sure when they look back on it and they finish their 4 or 5 years of college, it's going to be the best times of their life. They're going to make unbelievable memories regardless of where they are. They're going to meet people that are going to stand up in their weddings with them, meet some of their best friends that will be for the rest of their lives. So, God has a purpose, and we don't always see it at the time. So, but those guys are going to do great. All these kids are going to do great where they're at.
So, like you said earlier, you said you're still paying back student loans, and so how important is it for these kids, to be able to go to college for free and get an education?
I think it's hard to see sometimes being that young at that age, But when you look back on it, and they're going to be like, holy cow, I'm got a degree debt free, and there's no debt, and that's going to help them with their futures and starting a family or buying a house and all that stuff. So I think maybe they don't see how special that is right now, but I think they will, obviously, as they become older and they see kind of how this whole crazy thing works. So I'm just so happy we got kids going to school for free.
How important is it to keep the Anise pipeline going with Ferris?
Well, obviously he does a fantastic job where he's at. Ferris is a great program, unbelievable program, and so it's always nice that the last couple of years we've been able to send kids there, and also Wayne State and some other Division II scouts, Siena Heights. We've sent some kids there. So, like I said, I don't have to go there the next 4 or 5 years. These kids have to, and so we want to make sure they're making the decision that they can live with and stick with and be happy with, and regardless of where they go, whether they play at Ferris or Siena Heights or Alma, it's really about their experience and what they get to do, like I said, the next 4 or 5 years.
Now you've had some extra time to let it sink in some more. How special has this run been in this group and these leaders?
Incredible, incredible. And then you obviously sprinkle COVID on it, and it makes it more of a miraculous run these last 2 years, 3 years with some of these kids. And it's special. I think, it's so crazy because I have a football meeting next week, to talk about next year. And it kind of is, as a coach, maybe when I'm step back and I'm done with this game, coaching it, I'll really, really be able to look back and really, truly value what these young people did during this time and in their 2 years. Winning these state championships, and hopefully in our 10-year anniversaries and our 15, 20-year anniversaries, we can celebrate them again, and really maybe then it will really sink in of how special this group really was.
One thing Pat Collins said was, in a way, it was almost a blessing to have the season extended, just because that's just that much longer that you got to spend with each other. Now,
no doubt.
There were a few interruptions there, but
yeah.
But the fact that you're still with each other through January almost.
Yeah, yes. When you really look at it, selfishly, you're like, oh, I get to be with these kids an extra 2 months or whatever it was, and playing in January, and because this game's about relationships. You can talk X's and O's, but ultimately this game is about relationships. And obviously, the more time you spend together, I think the bigger bonds become, which makes this group really special because it's the most time we've been able to spend with any team during a season actually playing the game of football.